Well, hello. Welcome back to Keeping It Real Cooking with Lisa. Today, I'm going to show you how I do time-saving tips to make my guacamole. So I have avocados, my guacamole seasoning, lime juice, the tools I need, and I'm going to show you how you can enjoy guacamole toast at a much lower price point than stopping at the drive-thru, and healthier because you're going to know everything in it. So the first thing you need to do, is to do your avocados. So I'm going to use my Epicure knife. Okay. Forgot to get out a spoon. And then we're just going to spoon out the insides of our avocado. Okay, beautiful, right? And usually you have to like keep the pit to the avocado and set it in your guacamole so that it doesn't turn brown. But with this hack that I'm going to show you today, you don't need to do that anymore. Because what we're going to do is take all of our avocados and put them right into the pan, okay? And now that we have all of our avocados scooped out, I'm going to use my meat chopper, and I'm just going to chop all of my guac. You could also do this in a food processor if you wanted to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It all really depends on my avocados, but these are chopping beautifully. I chop them a little before I add my guacamole seasoning, okay? All right, so now the recipe is for 2 avocados, and I have 5. So I'm going to do 2.5 times the recipe. Check out that deliciousness of seasoning, right? So, oh my gosh, it smells so good. So 2 tablespoons for the first batch. 2 tablespoons for the next batch. 1 tablespoon for the one, because I have 2.5, okay? And then you want to add just a little lime juice. And this is more or less to your flavoring. And you can even, there's a recipe on the jar for a creamy guacamole, and you add sour cream. But I'm trying to keep this as healthy as possible. So I'm just going to keep chopping this until it's a nice consistency. And now that we have all of our avocados scooped out, I'm going to use my meat chopper, and I'm just going to chop all of my guac. You could also do this in a food processor if you wanted to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It all really depends on my avocados, but these are chopping beautifully. I chop them a little before I add my guacamole seasoning, okay? All right, so now the recipe is for 2 avocados, and I have 5. So I'm going to do 2.5 times the recipe. Check out that deliciousness of seasoning, right? So, oh my gosh, it smells so good. So 2 tablespoons for the first batch. 2 tablespoons for the next batch. 1 tablespoon for the one, because I have 2.5, okay? And then you want to add just a little lime juice. And this is more or less to your flavoring. And you can even, there's a recipe on the jar for a creamy guacamole, and you add sour cream. But I'm trying to keep this as healthy as possible. So So I'm just going to keep chopping this until it's a nice consistency. Now that we have our guacamole in nice consistency, I have my perfect petite pan, and what I'm going to do is use my spatula, all right, and I'm going to scoop my guacamole right into the perfect petite pan, and this is going to make a perfect portion of guacamole for your toast, okay? It is just enough for 2 pieces of toast, so easy peasy, but don't worry, you're still saying, all right, there's no way you can make guacamole for the week without it turning brown. I'm going to tell you we can, because what we're going to do is we're going to take the perfect petite pan and we're going to put it right in the freezer, okay? I missed a skin. All right. We're going to put this right in the freezer, and then I'm going to show you that when it pops out, they're perfectly portioned, and then I put them in a glass container with a lid, and then I just pop one out each morning along with my Ezekiel toast, because that's in the freezer also. So I take out my 2 pieces of Ezekiel toast if I'm doing the guacamole for breakfast, and sometimes I do my protein oatmeal for breakfast. So it really does depend on what I'm having. But whenever I'm in the mood for guacamole toast, or avocado toast as they call it at the drive-thru, right? I can have that. And sometimes I just have it for a nighttime snack because it's just that good. So, make sure we get every little bit out. And if you find this hack helpful, be sure to like the video and share this video with your other guacamole loving friends. And I am Lisa Buskey. Hi. Yeah, I don't have the video really on me because you're not here to watch me. You're here to watch how to make delicious guacamole. So that was 5 avocados, so 2.5 times, and we made 24 individualized sized guacamoles. Now we're going to go and put them in the freezer. Come with me. Hi, so now it's time to put our guacamoles in the perfect petite pan right into the freezer. All right, are you ready? So one thing I should have warned you ahead of time is to make sure you have a spot in the freezer where that will sit, which I did not do ahead of time. Oh goodness. All right, hold on. Okay, so I made room in the bottom of my freezer, and so I'm just going to put that right in there, and it is going to freeze. And when it's frozen, we'll come back and I'm going to show you what I do when I take it out. Good morning, and I'm back. So we're going to wrap up our guacamole. So I've taken my sheet pan out of the freezer, and then out of my other freezer that's in my kitchen, I grabbed my container that says guacamole for toast, all right? And I want to show you how easy this is, okay? So I am going to put it down here. So I'm going to take out my old guac, all right, so that I make sure I use them first. And then I'm going to put these in. So old one's out. All right, that's not working very well. All right, so I have my empty container. Now watch. These pop right out, and I can put them in my container, okay? And then I already have perfectly portioned guacamole for my toast in the morning. And I don't have to worry about my guacamole turning brown, about it going bad. I already have in this 12 days in this container, okay? And then what you do is I grab another freezer safe container. All right, and you want it to be freezer safe because it is gonna sit there. But our Epicure Perfect Petite pan, look at, they pop right out. How awesome is that? So I'm at 6, 6, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 24 perfectly portioned things of guacamole. So if I wanted to have guac toast for the next 3 weeks for breakfast, I could, and I don't have to make any guacamole. I throw that into the soapy water to wash it. And bada bing, bada boom. I put my older ones on top. Okay. Put my lid on. Oh, and it's ready to go in the freezer. I'm going to put my lid on this one, and there we go. 3 weeks worth of guacamole, ready to go. No brown guac. It's ready to go on your toast. So who is adding? Oh, here it is. Epicure's guacamole. I thought so.